Welcome to this lesson on NodePort Service in Kubernetes. NodePort is one of the essential service types that allows external traffic to access applications running inside your Kubernetes cluster. Throughout this video, we'll explore how NodePort works, when to use it, and how to configure it properly. NodePort is a Kubernetes service type that exposes your application on a static port across each node's IP address in your cluster. When you create a NodePort service, Kubernetes opens the same port on every node, making your application accessible from outside the cluster. By default, NodePort uses ports in the range of 30,000 to 32,767. This range ensures that the ports don't conflict with standard application ports. Let's understand how NodePort routes traffic through three simple steps. First, external traffic from outside the cluster hits any node's IP address on the designated NodePort. Second, Kubernetes automatically routes this incoming traffic to the service object. Third, the service then forwards the traffic to a healthy pod on the target port where your application is actually listening. This process happens seamlessly, and the traffic can hit any node in the cluster, even if the pod isn't running on that specific node. Here's a basic YAML configuration for creating a NodePort service. The API version is v1 and the kind is service. In the metadata section, we define the service name. Under the spec section, we set the type to NodePort. The selector field uses labels to identify which pods this service should route traffic to. In this example, we're selecting pods with the label app equals my-app. The ports section defines three important values. Port is set to 80, which is the service port inside the cluster. Target port is set to 8080, which is the port where the container application listens. And node port is set to 30080, which is the external port opened on each node. It's crucial to understand the three different port types in a NodePort service. The node port is the external port exposed on each node, which in this example is 30080. This is the port that external clients use to access your application. The port is the service port inside the cluster, set to 80 in this case. This is used for internal cluster communication. The target port is the container port where your application actually listens, which is 8080 in this example. Think of it as a chain. External traffic comes to NodePort, gets routed to the service port, and finally reaches the target port on your pod. To access a NodePort service from outside the cluster, you use the format http://node/ip:/NodePort. The beauty of NodePort is that you can use any node's IP address to reach your application, not just the node where the pod is running. For example, if your node has the IP address 192.168.1.10 and your node port is 30080, you would access it at http://192.168.1.10:30080. Kubernetes handles all the routing automatically. NodePort has several important characteristics you should know. First, it opens the same port on all cluster nodes, ensuring consistent access regardless of which node you connect to. Second, it provides automatic load balancing across all pods that match the service selector, distributing traffic evenly. Third, it works with any node IP address, even if the specific pod isn't running on that node, thanks to Kubernetes internal routing. Fourth, if you omit the node port field in your configuration, Kubernetes will automatically assign an available port from the valid range. NodePort is ideal for specific scenarios. It's perfect for development and testing environments where you need quick external access without complex infrastructure. It works great for simple DMOS and proof-of-concept projects. It's also suitable for small-scale deployments where advanced features aren't necessary. However, you should avoid using NodePort in production environments where security and scalability are critical. Don't use it when you need SSL termination or when you have complex routing requirements. For those cases, consider using ingress controllers or load balancer services instead.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.